Okay, class, I think we can start our lecture, and then we can finish earlier if you can. Okay. Okay, class. Okay, class. Today lecture is about introduction to structured query language, which is SQL. In the lecture, we will look or you will learn about some command and some syntax that we will use in SQL. But for your information, the syntax or the command is quite simple and is quite common, where you can get all the information or uh, the sample also from YouTube or internet, the sample of SQL syntax or SQL command. Okay, learning objective of this lecture is in this chapter you will learn the basic command and function of SQL. As I said earlier, we will look several function and several command, basic command of SQL in this lecture. And then also, as I said earlier, you can refer if you cannot understand, or you can if you need more information or more sample example of SQL command or syntax, you also can refer to YouTube or internet. Okay, and then the second, how to use SQL for data administration to create table and index. The purpose of this SQL is how we can create the table, how we can extract the data from the table based on our requirement. Okay, and then how to use SQL for data manipulation, which is how to add the data, modify the data, delete and retrieve the data, delete table or delete the data, and so on. And then how to use SQL query a database for useful information. For your information, some common DBMS, which is some common DBMS that you can use is like Oracle, Sybase, SS, Microsoft SQL, also MySQL. Okay, this is some example of DBMS system that you can use for your project, where all this system will use SQL in will use SQL syntax or SQL command in that system. Okay, so we have several DBMS that you can use. The common one is Microsoft SQL or MySQL. Also is the common one, or SS. Okay, the Oracle also the common one, but the Oracle one is, I think you will need license to use Oracle. Structured SQL, structured query language or SQL. Actually, what is SQL? If you Google or if you get information, what is SQL? The definition of SQL is actually SQL is used to communicate with database. SQL statement or SQL command are used to perform tasks just as update data on database or retrieve data from a database or delete data. This is all about SQL. And then we have two categories SQL function, which is first is data definition language or DDL, and the second one is data manipulation language or DML. In the next slide, we will look in quite detail about what is command in DDL, what is a command in data manipulation language, DML. But please remember, class, this is just some command or query is quite just an example. Maybe we have not enough time to go in detail to look all the example of the command or the syntax in DDL or DML. But please, I advise you, you can please refer to other reference book to get more information about SQL. But the main idea is here is SQL command or SQL syntax is quite easy or command where you everybody can learn, easy to learn. Okay, easy to learn and easy to understand. Okay. And then we have a category of SQL, which is a DDL, data definition language. What is data definition language? Okay, Clark, I think we can stop for a while because Azan here now. Okay.
Doctor, are you talking? Because you are muted. Doctor, I think you are muted. Mute.
Okay, I think you can hear me, okay? And then we also have under DDL command, we have several command as you can see in table 7.1, we have create schema authorization, create table, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, default, and so on, okay? And then we will look some of the command in the next slide, okay? And this is all command that we will you will learn in this chapter. And then we also have data manipulation language command. As I said earlier, data manipulation data DML is include a command like to insert, update, delete, and retrieve data within the database. Okay, so some example of data manipulation command is you can refer this table 7.2, which is we have a insert command or insert option, select command, where command, group by command. So for insert command description also you can look here. You can see here insert command is for insert row into a table. Select command is for select attribute from rows in one or more table of views. Where command restrict the selection of rows based on conditional expression. Group by command group the selected rows based on one or more attribute, and so on. We have having, order by, update, delete, and so on. Also in data manipulation command, we have a comparison operator that we can we will use also comparison operator in SQL. So we have equal, less than, more than, equal or less, more or equal, and not equal. And this comparison operator we will use in conditional expression in SQL syntax. Okay. We also have under data manipulation language or data manipulation command, we have also logical operator, which is and or and not. And then we also have a special operator, which is between, is null, like, in, existing, and also aggregate function, which is count, min, max, sum, and average. All these command under DML or data manipulation language. We will look also in quite detail in the next slide. Okay. Figure 7.1 is a table, is a database model. Okay. This figure show a simple database that compose the following table, which is we have a customer table, invoice table, line table, and product and vendor table. And then based on this figure, or based on this database model, we also can identify or determine the business rules between business rules for this database model. For example, business rule that we have here, if you look from customer to invoice, business rules that we can identify here is a customer may generate many invoice, and each invoice is generated by one customer. This is example a business rule between customer and invoice. Also, an invoice contain one or more invoice line, and each invoice line associated with one invoice. This is example. Okay, so we have from this we can identify the business rules, and then from this also we can identify the entity and the attribute for each entity. So this database model, we can use this database models as our example or as our database for our example in SQL in the next slide. Okay, we just use this. We will use this database model as our sample example of maybe we want to show some syntax of SQL. We will refer to this table or this database. Okay. Tasks to be completed before using a new RDMS. Okay, as I said earlier, we have several type of RDMS, which is Oracle, MySQL, and so on. And then before we can use the RDBS, we have several tasks that must be completed before using the system. First is you must create database structure. Okay, before we can use the RDBMS, we must complete several tasks. First task is, first you have to create the database structure, and second, after you create the database structure, you must create the table that will hold the end user data. Okay, and then to complete the first task, which is create database structure, the DBMS will create the physical file that will hold the database. Okay, this is the task that you must be do before you can using the RDBMS. Okay, and then another thing that you have to know is authentication of using RDBMS. Okay, authentication is the process through which the DBMS verify that only registered user may access the database. Let's say if you are using RDMS, before you can start or before you can create table, you must be authenticated by RDBMS. So required, which is here is required for to creation a table. Authentication is required for creation table, and user should need to log on to RDBMS using user ID and password created by database administrators. This is the task, the rules that we must follow before you can using the RDBMS. Okay. And then the database schema. What is database schema? Okay, in SQL environment. Okay, in SQL environment or in SQL, a schema is a logical group of database object related to each other, such as table and indexes. Usually, the schema belong to a single user or single application. Command that SQL command in SQL standard define a command to create a database, such as create scheme authorization creator. So this is the command that in SQL standard. Okay, create scheme authorization creator. Creator is the owner of the table. So for example, if the creator is John, the command is as create scheme authorization John. Okay, this is command, standard command to create database scheme. Okay, the standard command in SQL. Then common SQL data type. So in SQL, we have several data type that you have to know. Okay, we have several data type. First, actually, first is what is a data type. Okay, SQL data type is an attribute that specify the type of the data of any object. This is a data type, and each column or variable and expression have a related data type in SQL. So we have several common data type in SQL. First is numeric. Numeric is data for number. Numeric is used to specify number with decimal place. This is a numeric data type. Okay, data for numeric. Example, how to format numeric data type is here, number LD or numeric LD. This is LD is a number with D decimal places and up sorry up to L digit long, including decimal places. Okay, let's say if a number L is 9, D is 2, so we have 2 decimal places and we have 9 digit long, okay, including decimal places. Okay, and then character. Data for character. Character is data for character. Fixed character length data from 1 to 255 character. Okay, and then the format is char L, which is character with up to L digit long. If our L is 5, so your character is only have a 5 digit. Okay, for example, maybe your phone number is character, or your address is a character, so you can put address char 10. So your address must have 10 digit long. Okay, and then we have also we can var character L or var character to L. This is the format. Okay, var character length data. This var character length data from 1 var character, the length data is from 1 to 2000 characters, where varchar 2 is a character or is a data type that used in Oracle. Okay, and then we also have date, data for date. Usually data for date format, the format for data for date is usually mm/dd/yy, or sometimes also the format is mm/dd/yyyy for times y. Or also you can see also the format for date is dd-mon mon-yy, or you also can see will see the format for date is dd-mon for month-yyyy for year. Okay, this is just a format. This is some example of data type in SQL, since there is SQL command. Okay, syntax. Creating table structure. Okay, creating table structure. To create the table structure, you must use the DDL command. Okay, data definition command. Okay, this is the thing that we have to know in creating of a table structure in SQL. Okay, that creating table structure. This is you have to know. First, use one line per column or per column or attribute definition. This is that you have to know before you can if you want to create the table structure in SQL. And then use space to line up attribute characteristic and constraint. Table and attribute name are capitalized. Okay, so you have to follow this rule or this step if you want to create a table structure in SQL. Table and attribute name are capitalized, and then features of table creating command sequence not null specification, meaning for the attribute ensure not null specification is for the attribute that ensure that the data entry will be made, which is will not allow the end user to leave the attribute empty. or with no data entry. This is null specification. And unique specification meaning create a unique index in the respective attribute to avoid duplicated value in a column. Okay, and then a syntax to create a table in SQL here is a create table name in bracket. In bracket is all the attribute or the attribute name. Okay, so for example, if your table name is a vendor, based on our database model, we have a vendor table. Also, we have a product table. So let's say we have our table name is a vendor. So the syntax to create a table for vendor is create table, and table name you put vendor. Okay. This is some example. Okay, some example syntax or command to create a table. This is syntax, create table, table name. Example, we want to create the vendor table. So the command is create table. The table the table name is a vendor. So create table vendor in bracket. This is all the attribute in under vendor. We have vendor code. Data type is integer, not null, unique. Unique means vendor code is our primary key or our key. Okay, and then we have vendor name. Data type is varchar, variable character. Okay, length 35 digit, not null. We contact also varchar 15, not null. We have vendor area code, vendor phone, vendor state, and vendor order. And then we have to specify that v code. V code is our primary key. This is the example command or syntax in SQL how to create table for our database, and the table name is a vendor. This is an example. Okay. Then primary key and foreign key. Okay, the primary key attribute contain both not null and unique specification. So you have for primary key you have put unique specifications with unique and not null. Okay, this is the specification, the attribute for primary key. And all our RDBMS will automatically enforce referential integrity for foreign key. Okay, and then SQL command sequence to create primary key and foreign key will end with a semicolon. Okay, so all the
Way to make some extra pocket money. You know, when I said to you earlier that I was at work, I'm at my new work. Good enough, right? Okay, well, I'm gonna go look at my books.
Dr. Khalid, we cannot hear your voice.
Oh, sorry. I think some was. Okay. Now you can hear, eh?
Yes.
Okay, I think I will put here. And then we move to Sql Constraint. The Sql standard define the following constraint. Okay, this is the constraint in under SQL, which is we have a constraint. We have not null constraint. We have unique, we have default constraint, and we have a check constraint. Not null constraint ensure that column does not accept null value. Okay, this is not null constraint. And then we have unique constraint. The unique constraint ensure that all value in column are unique. And then the default one assign value to attribute when a new row is added to a table, where the end user may enter the value other than the default value. This is a default value constraint. And the check one is used to validate data when attribute value is entered. It check to see the specified condition is it. Example, for the check, the minimum order value must be at least 10, or the date must be after a certain date. So this is the function of check constraint. Okay, it's used to validate data when attribute value is entered. This is SQL constraint. And then we have SQL index. What is SQL index? Indexes are used to retrieve data from the database more quickly than otherwise. Okay, this is the function of SQL indexes, which is the indexes are used to speed up our searches or our query. Okay, and then we have composite index. Okay. And then for composite index, okay, is an index that contains more than one column. Where in SQL we can include up to 16 columns in an index. So this is a composite index. Okay, and then the composite index can be used to enforce uniqueness of combination of field. Okay, okay, this is the purpose of composite index. So we have to know the composite index must based on 2 or more attribute, and then we can include up to 60 column in an index. And the composite index can be used to enforce uniqueness of combination of field. Okay, and then syntax to create SQL indexes is a create index name on table name. This is example. Okay, example how to create SQL indexes. Okay, example based on the attribute p index. This is if you refer to our database model, we have product table. Okay, product table, and under product table we have attribute name p index. So example based on the attribute p index stored in product table, the following command create an index name p index x. Okay, index x. So create based on this we can create index SQL index for attribute product index. Okay, so we can use the command create index. This is attribute index name p index x on product. Okay, on product. This is a product is a table name. in bracket P index. P index is our attribute in the product. So using this command, this syntax, we already create product attribute, create index for attribute P index. Okay. Okay. Also, we have a syntax to delete an index. So the syntax to delete index, just drop index and index name. This is the attribute, the command to delete the index. After we create that index, we want to delete or we want to eliminate, we can use this command, drop index and index name. For example, you want to eliminate the product, the price index. Okay, so you just use drop index product price X. Okay, this is how we can create and delete the indexes. Okay, this is a simple command or syntax to create SQL indexes and to delete the indexes that we created before. Okay. And then we've moved to data manipulation language or data manipulation command. Before this, we already touched about data definition language or data definition command. Now we look in detail for data manipulation command. In this section, we will learn how to use the basic SQL data manipulation command, which is we have insert command, we have a select command, we have commit command, update command, rollback command, and delete command. This is some basic command for data manipulation command in SQL. Okay. First, we look insert command. Insert command is to insert data into table. Okay, SQL required to use of insert command to enter data into table. Okay, syntax for insert data into table is insert into table name and values. This is value. This is how we can insert the data into table, and then use to add table row with null and not null attribute. Example here, we want insert example insert into vendor, which is insert into vendor is our command. Our vendor is our table name. Values is a command, and then this is the value they want to. This is data they want to insert in a table in table vendor. The data is 21225 Bison Smithan 615-223-32 and so on. Okay. Okay, this is how we can write the syntax to insert the data into table. Okay, and then we also have commit command. Any changes, commit command is to save the changes. Any changes that we made to the database content are not saved on this until we close the database. So close the program or use the commit command. So any changes that we made to the table content, we can save the changes using commit command. Okay, commit command. So syntax for commit command is a commit work, meaning commit you just enter. Okay, ensure data base update integrity. Okay, the commit command to ensure the database update integrity. Okay. This is just syntax. So if you want to save these changes, you just write here the changes is you already entered the data into vendor table. After that, you just type commit and semicolon and enter. Also, you already save the changes, okay? And then the purpose of the commit command is not just to save changes, but the purpose of the commit command is database update integrity in any transaction management, okay? Another command under DML data manipulation language is a select command. Okay, select command command to list the content. The select command is used to list the content of a table. Okay, and then the syntax for select command is a select column list from table names. Example, select p code. P code is a primary key. Column list is P code, which is attribute under table product table. Okay, and then select column list. Our column list is product code, product descriptive, product quantity on hand from product. So product is our table. P code, P descriptive, P QOH is all is a column list. Okay, this is how we can write the command to select for the select command. Okay, and then just remember, select command is used to list all the content of a database. Okay, and then we also can use wildcard character, which is asterisk. Okay, asterisk. Wildcard character or asterisk is a symbol that can be used as a general substitute for other character command to list all the attribute. Okay, so we can list all the attribute in our database by using this symbol asterisk. Okay, for example, we want to list all attribute and all row of the product table. Use select asterisk from product. So you select all the attribute, okay, and all rows under product, meaning that after you run this syntax, select asterisk from product, all the data under table product will displayed. Okay, will be displayed. Okay, this is the command to select all the data or all attribute of the product table. And then we also have a command update. Okay, command for update. Update is command to modify the data. Use the update to command to modify data in a table. So the syntax for command update is a update table name set column name equal expression in bracket column name equal expression and so on where condition list. Okay, so for example, if you want to change P index from December 13, 2007 to January 18, 2008 in the second row of product table, use the PK primary key to locate the correct row. And then the command, the syntax for this example, we can use update product set P index equal 18 January 2008 where P code equal 13-Q2/P2. Okay, so your data, initial data where December 13, 2007 will updated to 18 January 2008. Okay, this is the command how we can update or we can modify the data in your database. Okay, in your table. Sorry, in your table. So Another example, another command under data manipulation language is a where condition. Where condition is specify the row to be selected. If we don't specify the where condition in update command, we apply the changes to all row in the specific table. Okay, so where condition will specify the row to be selected. Which row that we want to select to do some changes or update or insert. Okay, we will use where condition. Okay. And then if we don't specify the where condition, the update command will apply the changes to all row in the specified table. Okay, so this is important of where condition. And then we also have a rollback command. Rollback command, we can restore the database. Okay, we can restore the database to its previous condition with a rollback command to restore the database. Okay, syntax for rollback command, just you type rollback and semicolon. Okay, rollback command will undo the changes since last commit command and bring the data back to the value that existed before the changes were made. Okay, this is the function of rollback command, to restore the data after commit command, the last commit command. If you want to restore the data back, and then you just using rollback command in SQL. Okay. And then we have a delete command. Delete command is to delete to delete the data. Okay, it is easy to delete a table row or table row using the delete command. Okay, syntax for delete command is a delete from data a table name, which is a table name where condition list. So for example, if you want to delete from product table with a code is BRT 354, use delete from product. So you delete from product where product is a table name, where condition list is P code equal BRT1, something like that. Okay, so delete command is used to delete table row. Okay, or the data from the table or row from the table. Okay, this is a delete command. This is syntax. So we have a syntax for rollback, we have syntax for delete command, and so on. And then is it inserting table row with a select subquery. Okay, select subquery is about how to add multiple row to a table using another table as the source of data. This is select subquery. Okay, and then the syntax for select subquery, the syntax for the insert statement is like this. Is a syntax. For example, select subquery, insert into table name, select column list from table name. In this case, okay, in this case, insert into table name, select column list from table name. In this case, the insert statement use select subquery. Okay, this is select. Here is a select subquery. Okay, this select subquery also known as a nested query on or inner query in this syntax. Okay, is a query that embedded inside another query. This is a select subquery. So example here is a consider a table customer BKP with similar structure as customer table. So we have two tables, which is customer BKP and customer. Now to copy the complete customer table into the customer BKP table, you can use the following syntax. So insert into customer BKP, select all from customer, where ID in select ID from customer. Okay, so this is syntax that we can copy or we can insert all the data from the customer from one table to another table. Okay, so this is all about select subquery. Selecting row using conditional restriction. Okay, the select statement retrieve, as I said earlier, the select statement retrieve all row that match the specified condition using where clause or where statement. This following syntax, the syntax of which the syntax for to enable to specify which row to select is a select column list from table list where conditional list. This is the syntax, and then we can select partial table content by placing restriction on the rows to be included in the output, where you must use where statement or where clause where command. Okay, so whether you can you select all or you select partial table content. If you select partial table content, you must use restriction by using where statement. Okay. And then optional where clause add a conditional restriction to a select statement. For example here, select product descriptive, product index, product price, B code from product where B code equal to 1344. So from this syntax, all the data that match with V code equal to 1344 will be displayed. Okay, so this is the syntax that you can use to select only a partial of the table contents. Okay, and then under the data manipulation language, DML, we also have comparison operator. As I said earlier, comparison operator is like you can refer to the table. In SQL, we have several comparison operator that can be used. The comparison operator, like here, we can use less than or equal or not equal and so on. Okay. And then the comparison operator is a additional restriction on selected table content. So you can use character attribute as a comparison operator or that attribute as a comparison operator. So for example here, for a character attribute, comparison operator may be used to place restriction on a character-based attribute. Okay, the example command using character attribute as comparator operator is like here. This is an example command using character attribute as a comparison operator. Select P code, P descriptive, P quantity on hand, P mean, P price from product where P code less than 1558-QW1, where this is a character attribute. Okay, 1558-QW1 is a example of character attribute. So you can use character attribute as a comparison operator to place the restriction on your syntax. Okay, and then also we can use the date. Okay, comparison operator also may be used to place restriction on date-based attribute. Okay, example here, select P descriptive, P quantity on hand, P mean, P price, P index from product where P index more or equal 20 January 2008. So here is you want to list all the row in which inventory stock date occur on or after January January 20, 2008. Okay, so you here example here we use the date attribute as our comparison operator. This is another example of comparison operator that we can use. Okay, we can use character, we can use date, and then we can use this. This is also symbol, also comparison operator. And then based on this table, we have a symbol for equal to, symbol for less than, symbol for less than or equal to, symbol for greater than, and symbol for greater than or equal to, and symbol for not equal. Example here, based on 7.6, example here is not equal operator. Here is example for not equal operator. Select P descriptive, P index, P mean, P price, V code from product where V code not equal to 134. Okay, this is the example of not equal comparison operator. Okay, not equal comparison operator. Row with and then also this is example for less than or equal to operator. Okay, select P descriptive, P quantity on hand, P mean, P price, V code from product where P price less or equal 10. This is example of not less than or equal to comparison operator. Okay, this is just a syntax. So we have you can refer textbook or YouTube for other example of comparison operator. We have so many comparison operator here. We have less than, equal to, and so on. Okay. And then comparison operator compute column and column aliases. Okay, the SQL permit the use of aliases. Okay, to make the output more reliable for any column in select statement. And aliases is an alternative name, okay, given to a column or table in any SQL statement to improve the readability. Okay, example. Okay, example here. Comparison operator using aliases. Okay, example here. Select P descriptive, P quantity on hand, P price, P quantity on hand times P price as thought value. Okay, from product. So after we run this command, the output of this command will have the new column in product table name thought value. Okay, name thought value. This is example the use of aliases in your command. Okay, in our syntax of SQL, our command of SQL. And then we have also arithmetic operator in DML, data manipulation language or data manipulation command. We have several arithmetic operator, and then for arithmetic operator, we must know the rule of precedence. Okay, the rules of precedence. What is the rule of precedence? Rules of precedence are the rules that establish the order in which the computation to be implemented. So this is the rule of precedence. So if you use the arithmetic operator, you must know the rule, this rule of precedence. Okay, establish the order in which computation are completed. Okay, and then the rules of precedence is as follow. Below are the order of computational sequence. First, okay, computational will perform all operation within parentheses. Okay, within bracket. So all the operation in within a bracket will be performed first. Okay. The second one is a perform power operation. This is the second. The third one is perform multiplication and division, and the last one is perform addition and subtraction. Okay. For example, let's say we have this arithmetic operation, 8 plus 2 times 5. So based on this rule of predicence, multiplication must do first, must perform first, followed by plus. So based on this rule, the output is 8 plus 10. So the output is 18 because we have to perform this operation first. And then, for example, we have operation in bracket, 8 plus 2 in bracket times 5. So we must perform this first in bracket, 8 plus 2, which is 10. 10 times 5 is 50. Okay, the other one is 4 plus 5 power of 2 times 3. So power of 2, 5 power of 2 must be performed first. We must do this first. So 4 plus 10 plus 25 times 3. So after that, we must do this operation first, 25 plus times 3. So 4 plus 25 times 3, and then the output is 79, and so on. Okay, this is we have to know the rules of precedences if we implement arithmetic operation or operator. Okay, this is example. This is the arithmetic operator that we can use in our SQL command or our SQL syntax. Okay, so we have plus, minus, times here, multiply, divide, and power of. Okay, some application use double star instead of this. Okay, to indicate power of. Okay, so this is arithmetic operator that we can use in our SQL syntax or SQL command. Okay. Here, example, if you look here, based on this figure 7.12, figure 0.12 is in this figure we have the table, and under the table we have attribute P descriptive, P index, P price, and V code, and all attribute we have data in row, each row. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 row. Okay. This logical, we want to see the logical OR. Okay, how the logical OR can be used in our syntax of SQL command. Okay, for example, if you want to a list of the table content for either V code equal to 1344 or the V code equal to 4288, we can use OR operators such as, okay, this is a logical operator which is OR, okay. So we can use operator. Select P descriptive, P index, P price, V code from product. This is a product table where V code equal to 1344 or V code equal to 4288. So all the data that related with this 21344 and 24288 will be displayed. So this command will produce the output shown in figure above. Okay, so after we run this command, the output is like this. All the data that related with the V code 21344 and V code 24288 will be displayed. Okay, this is how we can use all syntax or logical operator, okay, arithmetic operator or. And then we move to the logical AND. Logical AND, select product table attribute, use logical AND. Okay, based on this figure 7.13, we also have the same attribute and the same table. For example, we want to generate a list of all rows for which P price is less than 50 ringgit and for which P index is a date occurring after January 15, 2008. Okay, so the syntax that we can use is this one is select P descriptive index P price B code from product table where P price less than 50 because our we want to generate a list for all the data the price is less than 50 ringgit and the date occurring is after 15 January 2008. So where P price less than 50 and P index more than 15 January 2008. So this command will produce the output shown in figure above. So this is how we can use the logical AND to generate a list of rows for our table. Okay. And then this is the logical operator, the logical AND and OR. Okay, select product table attribute using a logical AND or OR. And then also based on the same table and same attribute. Example, you want the table listing as above, which is P index is after January 15, 2008 and P price less than 50 ringgit, or the V code is 24288. Okay, the listing as the above table above can be produced by using the following command. So you can use the following command. Okay, and then the result of this command is as this table. Okay, where P price less than 50 and P index more than 15 January 2008, or V code equal to 4288. Okay, so all the data that related with this condition list will be displayed. Okay, and then we move to a special operator. Under SQL, we have several special operators that we can use in SQL command. SQL allow the use of special operator in conjunction with the where clause or the where command. Okay, with the where command. This special operator include as below. We have between operator, is null operator, like in and exist. Okay, between is operator check whether attribute value is within a range. For example, if we want to see a listing for all product whose price are between 50 ringgit and 100 ringgit. Okay, so if we want to list to see a listing of all data of product between 50 and 100 ringgit, we can use between operator. Okay, and then we also have is null operator. Is null operator check whether attribute value is null. Okay, for example, we want to list all product that do not have a vendor assigned or vendor code is null. Okay, the primary key is null, such as to find the null entry. Okay, you can use is null operator to find the null entry in our table. And then we have also like operator, check whether attribute value match given a string pattern. For example, we want to find or list all vendor contact whose last name begin with Smith or John. This is we can use like operator. Okay, and then we also have in operator, check whether attribute value match any value within value list. For example, we want to list for all product whose primary key is in 21344 and 24288 listing between two values. Okay, we can use in operator. Also, you also can use between operator also. Okay, for this case. Okay, and then we have exist operator. Check if subquery return any rows. Okay, can be used whether whenever there is a requirement to execute a command based on the result of another query. This is exit operator. So this special operator under that we can use in our SQL command, okay, or SQL syntax. And then we have several operator, which is a special operator, which between is null, like, in, and exist or operator. This is example command for special operator. For between is null, like, in, and exist. You can refer this also. Okay. For example, between operator. For example, if you want to see a listing for all product whose price are between 50 and 100, we can use the following command: select all except from product where P price between 50 and 100. Okay, so here we can use between operator. Okay, between command, between clause, or between operator to listing all the product that prices are between 50 and 100. Okay, and then is null. For example, we want to list all product that do not have a vendor assigned, such as to find the null entry. We can use the following command: select P code, P descriptive, P index from product where P index is null. Okay, so here after the output of the command, all the product, the list that do not have a vendor assigned is displayed. Okay, and then like operator. For example, we want to find or list all vendor contact whose last name begin with Smith. So select vname, vcontact, vrecord, vphone from vendor where vendor contact like Smith. Okay, this is how the syntax for like. Okay, we can use like operator in our SQL command, okay, to find or to list all the vendor contacts whose last name begin with a certain character or certain name, okay. And then in, for example, you want to list for all product whose V code is in 2134 and 2428 listing, okay. Select all from product where V code in this between this number, okay. So we can use in and exit operator, just select all from vendor, where exit select all from product where P quantity on hand less or equal P mean. So if this condition if this condition, so the query is exit, okay. And then we move to advanced data definition command. Okay, we have alert table command for advanced data definition command. We can use alert table command to change or alter. Sorry, not alert, alter, alter table. Okay, alter table command to make changes in the table structure. So we can use alter table command to change or to alter table structure, okay, by changing attribute characteristic and by adding columns to update data and to copy and delete table. So we can use alter table to change, to update, to copy and to delete table, okay. And then in alert table we can use another command like add, modify and drop, okay. So add command is a add column. We can alter and exit an existing table by adding one or more column. This is add command, okay. And then modify command, okay. We can change column characteristic. For example, if we want to increase the width of the column from 8 to 9 digit, okay, that one we can use modify, okay. And then we can use drop table if you want to delete a column. For example, you want to delete table column for vendor table, so we use drop command, okay. This is advanced data definition command. We have is alter table. Alter, please remember the alter table you can use to change or to alter the structure of our table by adding column, update data and copy data, delete row and delete table, okay. Delete data, copy data, copy table, delete table and so on, okay. Alter table, and alter table can be used together with add, modify and drop, okay. Changing columns data type, okay. Alter can be used to change data type using the alter syntax. For example, the integer data type for attribute column can be changed to the character by using modify statement. So this is an example, okay. Syntax for changing column data type: alter table, table name; modify column name, data type. Example, we want to change the integer for B code. B code is a column name, okay. In the product is our table, to be a character V code by using. So initially V code is integer. You want to change V code data type, the data type for V code from integer to character. So you can use alter table product. Alter table, table name product. Modify column name is V code, data type is character 5. Okay, character 5 mean the length of V code is 5 digits. So you after the output of this command is you change the vcode data type from integer to character. Okay, this is how we can changing columns data type, the data type of our column by using alter table command together with modify. Okay, modify command. Changing columns data characteristic using the alter syntax. For example, if you want to increase the width of the column, we can use modify statement together with the alter command. Okay, so for example, the syntax for changing column data characteristic, the syntax is alter table name, modify column name characteristic. For example, if you want to increase the width of the P price column, okay, our column is P price from 8 to 9 digit. Okay, initially the P price digit is 8, and you want to increase 8 to 9. So alter table product modify P price decimal 9 2 means the decimal places is 2 and the digit long is 9 up to 9. Okay, so we change already from 8 to 9 using alter table together with alter table command together with modify command. Okay, this is how we can use SQL command to changing column data characteristic. Okay, so we also can use alter command together with add command to add column dropping, add and dropping column. Okay, for example here, we want to add the column name P cell code to the product table. So we have a product table, and under product table we want to add the column, and the column name is a P cell code. So the syntax is alter table product add P cell code character 1. Okay, character 1 means cell code, the digit for the length of P cell code is only 1 digit. Okay, so after you run this command, the column name P cell code already added into your product table. Okay, and then we also can dropping a column and use alter command and together with drop command. Okay, for example, we want to delete V order column from the vendor table. So alter table vendor drop column V order. Okay, V order. So we want delete column V order from table vendor. So we use command alter table vendor. Okay, and together with drop command. Okay, drop column V order. Okay, so we remove a V order column from vendor table. This is how we add column, and we drop adding the column and dropping the column. We can use the alter command together with add for adding the column, and we can use the alter command together with drop to remove or to delete column from our table. Okay, and then advanced data updates. Okay, update command updates only data in existing row. Okay, for example, to enter P cell code value 2 in the 4th row, we can use update command in together with primary key for the table. So if you want to update the column P cell code, so here we can use the command update product, which is product is our table, set P cell code 2. So P cell code is our column, we set 2. Where P code equal 1548. So we will set P cell code with 2 related with P code equal 1546-QQ2. Okay, this is how we can use to update command together with the primary key, which is our primary key is a P code. Okay, and then if a relation is established between entry and listing column, the relation can assign value to appropriate slot. For example, we want to place cell code based on the date into the table. We can use update also. Okay, update command. And then we also have arithmetic operator together with the update command. Okay, arithmetic operator are useful in the data updates. For example, if the quantity on hand in database has dropped below the minimum desirable value, we will order more the product and we will add all the value to the database using update command. Okay, or if we want to add 10% to the price for all product in our database, so we can use update command to add 10% of the price for our data in our database. This is how we can use update command. Okay, update command to update your table or your data in the table. Okay, and then copying parts of table. SQL permit copying contents of selected table column. For example, if you need to break up a table structure into several component table, SQL allow to copy the content of selected table column so that the data need not to be re-entered manually into the newly created table. Okay, this is a copying part of table. So you can use SQL command to copy certain, to break up a table certain into several component table. Okay, and they copy all the data to the new table. Okay, row are added to new table using row from another table. This is example how to for example, we want to copy the content of product table into the new part table by using the following command, which is using insert command, select, and from. Okay, this is how the command to that we can use to copy part of the table. Insert into target table. This is the command insert into target table, target column list, select source column list from source table name. For example, we want to copy the content of the product table into the new part table. Okay, so we have two tables here, product table and part table. We want to copy all the data from the product table to the new table, which is our new table is part table. So we can use this command, insert into part. Okay, part is the new table name or the target table name, and then target column is which column that you want to copy. Okay, so let's say we want to copy PT code PT description, PT price, and V code. So select source column list. So source column list is from the product table. So P code, product descriptive, product price, and V code from source table, from product table. So this is after the output, after we run this command, you can see all the content from the product we copy to product table, from the product table into part table. Okay, this is how we can copy the content from the product table from the to the others new table. Okay, we can use insert into, select, and from command. And then add primary and foreign key this designation. You can use alter table to add a primary key and foreign key. When we create the new table based on other table, we have to define the primary key and foreign key for the new table. Okay, so we can include, we can use alter table command together with add command, modify command, and drop command to adding primary and foreign key for the new table. Okay, syntax to add or modify column. Okay, this is how we can add or modify a column by using the alter command, alter table command. Okay, alter table name. This is a syntax. Add or modify column name data type. Add or modify column name data type. Okay, alter table name, add or modify column data type, and then alter table name or add constraint or add constraint. This is just the syntax to add or modify column for certain table. You can use alter table with the modify and alter table with the add. So for example, we want to define the primary key and foreign key for new part table. We have a new table which name part table. We can use the following statement. Okay, alter table part table. Okay, alter table name, add primary key PT code, add foreign key V code, references vendor. Okay, so we already adding primary key and foreign key into the new table. Okay, so we modify the data from the table to be a primary key and foreign key by using alter table command and together with add and modify command. And then deleting a table from a database. Okay, you can use drop table to delete table from database. A table can be deleted from the database using drop table command. Okay, syntax for drop table command is a drop table name. Okay, if you try to drop a table at the can drop a table if only if it is not the one side of any relationship. Example, if you try to drop a table otherwise, okay, the DBMS will generate an error message indicating the primary key integrity violations has occurred. Okay, for example, you want to delete part table that you just created using command. So you just use drop command and drop table command and table name. You just use its syntax. After you create the table, and you can delete the table using drop table command. So the syntax for drop table command is drop table name. So if you want to delete the part the table part table. So you just write drop table name is a part, drop table part. This is the syntax to delete the table from our database, and the table name is a part table. Okay. And then additional select query keyword. Logical operator work well in a query environment. SQL can perform various mathematical summaries such as counting, counting the number of rows that contain a specified condition, and then finding minimum or maximum values for some specified attribute, and then summing or calculate the values in a specified column, or calculate the average values in a specified column. This SQL also can perform the mathematical summaries. Okay, and then we move to this is additional select query. So we will see the next of select query in the next slide. Okay, how select query can be used in mathematical operation. Okay, ordering a listing. Okay, ordering the listing, you can use ordered by clause or ordered by command to sort the result in ascending or descending order. The order by command sort the record in ascending order by default. Okay, to sort the record in descending order, use descending clause or descending keyword. Okay, and then ordered by clause is useful when listing order is important to us. Okay, the syntax for ordering listing ordered by is like this. Okay, select column list from table list where conditional list ordered by column list ascending or descending order. Okay, so for example, we want the content of the product table listed by P price in ascending or descending order. We can use this syntax: select P code, P descriptive, P index, P price from product ordered by P price ascending or descending. Okay, so if we want ordered ascending order, just put ordered by P price ascending or AC, or if you want ordered descending order, you just put ordered by P price DE descending DESC. Okay, this is how we can use the command to order a listing. Okay, the listing. Listing unique value. We can use distinct clause or distinct command to produce list with value that are unique. Okay, distinct clause or distinct command produce a list of only those value that are different from one another, which is the value is a unique value. For example, okay, the syntax for listing unique value: select distinct column list from table list. This is the syntax to list the unique value. Example: select distinct V code from product. So this is example of syntax to list all the unique value for V code. Okay, from the product table. Okay. And then here, access DBMS will place null at the top of the list. Okay, access an oracle. For example, if we could have a null value, so if you use access DBMS, the output, the null value will put at the top of the list. Okay, and if you use Oracle DBMS will place null value at the bottom. Okay, and so on. Okay. Table 7.8. This is some example of basic SQL aggregate function. So aggregate function is still under data manipulation language. Under data manipulation language or DML, we have several aggregate function, which is count, min, max, sum, and average. Okay. Count is the output for count, the number of row contain non-null values. This is for count. The min function, the output of min, the minimum attribute value accounted in a given column. Maximum, the minimum attribute value accounted in a given column. Sum, the sum of all value for a given column. And average, the attribute, the arithmetic average for a specified column. This is a aggregate function and the output from the aggregate function. Okay. So for count function is used to tally the number of non-value of an arithmetic, and then for min and max function help the user to find what is the minimum or the lowest and what is the maximum or the highest value in a table. Example, highest price or lowest price in the product table or the product database. Okay, and then some function help to compute the total sum of any specific attribute using whatever condition that need to impose. Okay, example, we want to compute the total amount owned by the customer. This is a sum function. And then the average function is similar to that min and max to find the average value for specified column. Okay, to calculate the average for specified column. This is the function, the output of each aggregate function. Okay. Grouping data. Okay, grouping data, we can use group by clause or group by command within select statement to group the data. Group by clause is generally used when we have attribute column combined with aggregate in a select statement. Okay, the syntax for grouping data is like here: select column list from table list where condition list, group by column list having condition list ordered by column list as ascending or descending order. Okay, and then for example, we want to determine the minimum price for each cell code from product table or product database. Use the following command. Okay, select p cell code, min p price from product group by p cell code. Okay, so we can determine the minimum price for each cell code from product table. Okay, and then having clause actually the extension command of group by. Okay, the useful extension of group by command feature is a having clause. Okay, the having clause operate very much similar or like with the where clause or where command in the select statement. Okay, however, having clause is applied to the output of the group by operation. So we will use having group by command together with the having clause or having command. Okay. For example, we want to generate a listing of the number of product by each vendor, and we want to limit the listing product whose price average below 10 ringgit. So we can use having clause in conjunction with group by clause or group by command. Okay, so the command or the syntax, you can use select v code count distinct p code average p price from product group by v code. V code is our primary key having average p price less than 0, less than 10. So the output of this command is the list of product that price below 10 ringgit. Okay, this is a having clause. How to use having clause in our syntax, in our SQL command. And normally having clause we'll use together with group by command or group by clause. Okay, and then join database table. A join database or table is performed when data are retrieved from more than one table at a time. The join condition is generally composed of an equality comparison. Okay, between primary key and foreign key of the related table. Okay, to do this to do this task, where clause, the where clause or the where command to indicate the common attribute used to link the table. So we must use the where, also where command. Okay, and then to join the table, you simplify list the table in the form clause. Okay, and together with select statement. Okay, so for example, you want to join the vendor and product table. V code is a foreign key in the product table and primary key in the vendor table. So you want to join vendor and product table. Okay, and our V code is a foreign key for a product and primary key for vendor. So to join these two tables, you can use the following command. You can use a select together with from and where. Select p descriptive, v price, v name, v area code, and v phone number from product vendor, where product v code equal vendor v code. This indicate that product v code is a primary key for v code is a foreign key for a product, and v code is a primary key for a vendor. Okay. This command we can use to join to table. Okay, table vendor and table product. This is the example how to join to table using select and using a select and from. together with where command or where clause. And then join a table with an alias. Okay, an alias may be used to identify the source table from which data are taken. Any legal table name can be used as alias. For example, the alias P and V can be used to label P for product and V for vendor table in the next command sequence. Okay, and then for example, we want to join table vendor with product table using alias command. Okay, so select P descriptive, P price, V name, V record, V font from product P. P is alias for product, and V vendor V. V is a alias for vendor, where P.vcode equal V.vcode ordered by P price. So here we already using aliases P and V to indicate table product and table vendor. Okay, so you just use P and V only because you already assign P as a product table, V as a vendor table. Okay, this is how how we can use alias in our syntax in our syntax or in our command. In this case, we want to join two table using alias format. Okay, alias clause or alias command. Okay, alias. And then lastly is recursive join. Okay, recursive query, which is a table is joined to itself using alias. And alias is useful when a table must be joined to itself in a recursive query. So let's say we want to join two table, but this two table is the same table. Okay, you want to join two table, two table. So where the two table actually is a same table. So this is a recursive query. You can use in a recursive query. Okay, and then example, consider the EMP table using so our table is EMP table. Using the data in the EMP table, we can generate a list of all employees with their manager name by joining the EMP table to itself. So we want to join EMP table with EMP table. So EMP table, these two table is the same table. So we want to join EMP table to itself. Okay. In this case, we can use aliases to differentiate the table from itself. Example command that we can use is select EMP manager M dot EMP name E dot EMP number dot EMP last name from EMP EMP M. So E here indicate that we already assign E and M as a employee EMP table. So E also employee table, M also is a EMP table, where EMP manager equal M dot EMP number ordered by EMP manager. So this is how we can use aliases to join the table to itself. We want to join two tables together where these two tables is the same table. So we can use aliases to join the table to itself. Okay, so this is how we can we can use alias in our command to join two tables where this two table is the same table. Okay, or to join the table to itself. Okay, this is a recursive join. Okay, that's all for, I think that's all for now, class. Okay, class, I think we have finished, we already finished lecture 10 for week 10, okay? So, class, any question? If you have any question, I think you can ask during class tutorial, your class tutorial. Okay, this week our class tutorial is a face-to-face tutorial, a face-to-face class tutorial. So our
sorry, Dr. Khalid.
yeah.
Sorry. This week tutorial asynchronous.
Sebab asynchronous.
Yeah,
okay.
because they have to do the tutorial on the link that there is a link called W3 School. So it's interactive, so they can just do it on their own. Next week we will have a face-to-face tutorial, but a synchronous class. So this week face-to-face class, but tutorial is asynchronous. Next week asynchronous class, but face-to-face tutorial.
Okay, class, if you have any question, you can ask through WhatsApp or through team or through or you can ask during next week face-to-face class tutorial. I think you understand the instruction or the information from Dr. Fariza. This week, our tutorial class is asynchronous tutorial. Next week, our class is asynchronous, but tutorial is face-to-face. Is it correct? Huh? Okay, class, I think that's all for now. Thank you for your attention. And I think we can stop.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, class. Okay, great. Thank you, class.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.